Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Tuff. And we are here. We are here after this wonderful win that we had against Newcastle away from home, 2-0. Darwin Nunes, first goal, and Cody Gakpo, second goal. Both are new transfers, both are new forwards, a clean sheet, and there was a red card also for Nick Pope. So that was a very interesting game. What do you think about that game, Ninju? What's
So
going on?
I don't know. It was an awesome game. Number one, it was insane. I missed the first 3-4 minutes of the game. I already opened my phone. I was at some work. I was already like watching. I looked left. I looked right. I saw one trend pass. I saw one touch. I saw one bang, and I was shook completely. I feel like from the moment go, we dominated that game. Heavy dominance. We properly asserted that dominance. And post which, I just feel like we were just keeping that momentum and maintaining that tempo. And the thing that affected us in that fixture, I would say, very peculiar take, was the red card. As soon as they got the red card, they became very sound defensively. They started making lesser mistakes. Their shape became tight. They didn't give us any spaces. Not that we didn't create chances. According to me, Yota could have scored a hat-trick that day. 1, 2, 3, nice.
As the commentator said.
That's what the commentator also said that. So there were a couple of nice chances and everything, but I felt like they became very cautious. They knew that they were almost going to take the L, so they were trying to defend and hit us on the counter later on. So they didn't want us to settle and start scoring more goals. So they just kept pushing us away. So starting to talk about the match. The match was a good match. It was a very good Liverpool performance. We were at it. Our fullbacks were having fun. The new midfield trio is beautiful. I don't know what to say. I am very happy. Very good positivity before tomorrow.
Big game. But before, we will definitely talk about the big game. But yeah, it's like just like kind of weird to see that we've won 2 back-to-back matches suddenly in the Premier League. Like suddenly there's 2 back-to-back matches we have gone and we've got results, both of them. We've kept both clean sheets. We've scored 2 goals. So really positive signs. As you said, I think the red card really changed the dynamic of the game, basically. I think even from a Liverpool point of view, when the red card happened, I think there was like a feeling of like, let's just kill the game from a Liverpool end. Like we were not pushing for another goal, or we were not going berserk on the chances. We were just like, let's keep the ball. Let's just grind it out. Let's get that clean sheet out. Let's not concede too many goals. Although there were points where, they did damn well on the counter. So they even in a Liverpool frame of mind, I think a little bit changed after the red card, where they were like, okay, now we've got it in our pockets. Let's just keep it and let's not let it slip away. So everybody just became calm. It was lovely to see them boring the game out. And a lot of people, one thing I've noticed, like when we were playing well, we used to be boring. Like, let's be honest. We used to score the 1 or 2 goals and then we used to be boring. Like, we should just keep some amount of possession and just do nothing for some amount of the game, right? There'll be a burst of that 10 minutes where we just constantly just cross after cross after cross, chance after chance, and then there's like another 10 minutes where it's just boring and nothing's really happening sideways. So I think that's something that was nice to see. Game management, they didn't want to throw the game away. That was damn good to see. So I think we will start off with the goals. The first one we'll start off. It's the man. He's back. He's back.
Okay, but the goals were awesome. I loved the first goal. Trent was too goated with that pass. I loved the first touch. And okay, a lot of ifs and buts, a lot of people here and there giving me a lot of negativity, but shunning all that away, that pick up from the air and then to make it drop and go for that volley the next instant. My man is showing some heavy promise. I just hope this is another building block to his confidence. If his confidence, you need to understand that football is a completely confidence oriented sport. So when and sports for that matter itself is very confidence oriented. So if we induce that confidence into Darwin, I feel like he's going to become unstoppable. But I'm not going to make any comment right now because we don't know. But I feel like next season, it'll be super exciting to see him. First goal was very good. Second goal, if you notice, Cody Gakpo also facilitates the beginning of the move before he goes and takes into that position. So I really think that Cody Gakpo is very, very comfortable on the left wing. He is not giving this many options when he's playing the center. In the center, I feel like he's getting a little bit confused. He's not too used to playing that role, which he's been very open about. But keeping everything into consideration, I really thought that the movement that he showed was beautiful. Like, I loved how he was a part of a build-up. And when the ball moved away, he realized not to switch off and still be a part of that play. And he took a good position. Salah found him, crazy goal. But overall,
something about the second goal. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
But what I found was like damn cool, Ninju. Was that like when Gakpo had the ball, he facilitated it initially from the left wing, and then he passes it on to, I guess, it goes to, I think, Fabinho and then comes back to Salah, something like that. And then the way he makes the run into the box is almost like it's like a false striker kind of thing where none of the defenders picked him up. They didn't know that he was coming there. And it was almost like he just silently just came there and he took that position, and perfectly Salah was there to pass that ball to him. It was like when none of the defenders picked him up nobody picked him up. And then Pope finally charged at him and he was like really close to the ball, and then he picked up a really good finish there, bro. Like that was something that I would just wanted to point out. It was really smart play because it's like everybody has attention on your Darwin. Everybody has attention on Salah. They're the pacey big boys, scary threats. But like Gakpo is just this silent guy, and he's not even sprinting. He's just like quickly just gliding, bouncing past through that line, and then he's in the box all of a sudden. So I think that's like a really cool weapon that we have there. Like, it's a silent assassin, not like someone like Jota or Nunes who's just like direct and straight. Is like very different and something very different that we've not had in a while. And then the first goal, just want to quickly recap. I know the Trent assist was really good. And obviously the Nunes touch, the finish bodes well for his confidence. I think the celebration in itself like shows that he was so, like that relief and some amount of confidence that something came out well. But before Trent made that pass, there was this beautiful interplay between Trent, Salah, and Hendo, where they did a cute triangle, made space for each other. So finally, that midfield dynamic is little back. That cute triangle is little is little back. So that is nice. That is quite nice to see about the goals.
Definitely. It is so, I don't know, it's so relaxing to pick up 3 points in the weekend for a change.
Waking up in the morning and like, wow, we actually picked up 3 points, bro.
Good. Very good. Honestly, a lot of things happened our way. We got the early goal. So there was a slight shift in momentum. And everything worked out to our own favor, but not taking away anything from our players. They all performed very well, and we facilitated those 2 goals. We facilitated the match to be what it was at the end of the day. But I also feel like it is a small lingering effect, or the effects of the Everton game just slowly taking its path to this game. And I hope we build on this. This is what we need to build on. We never had, like, even the fixtures that we won for, let's keep, for example, the Newcastle Liverpool game at Anfield. Liverpool was in Newcastle. That game also, we didn't get 3 points. We stole 3 points. We were supposed to be given a point, and from nowhere we stole 3 points. So satisfyingly, we've not really picked up 3 points where, okay, it's obvious Liverpool are going to pick up 3 points. That entire field only hasn't come in a while, I'm saying. Like, for example, after the World Cup, the only win until Everton was Villa in Villa Park. We beat them 3-1, if I'm not wrong, against Emery's side. And they suffered the whole game. That scoreline does not depict one bit of what the match was. The match, we got canned. They missed so many chances. So I'm saying even a 3-1 result wasn't very convincing for me. Because I felt like we just scraped through those fixtures. Every win, every draw, every single scuff that we've gone through, we just scraped through it. It was happy because we got the 3 points, but at the same time, that sense of satisfaction that, oh, the boys are back, Liverpool are playing, that feel never came for me. So I think it's good that, we had this result. And two back-to-back games, two not so very easy games, actually pretty challenging games.
Very difficult games, if you ask me, like, because Everton at away, was it? No, it
No,
was
Everton was at
Everton. Everton in general is a very difficult game for any
us,
Liverpool.
especially.
Yeah. So that was always going to be challenging, especially with Dyche coming and like getting the result of Arsenal and all of that. And then Newcastle is Newcastle of 2023, bro. They're just, defensively so rock solid and all these things. But I think they were rattled. They didn't expect us to score two back-to-back goals so quickly. And then let's talk about the Nick Pope error. Like, what do you think happened there?
I have no idea. To be very honest, I'm extremely disappointed that Pope decided to do that because I don't want United to face Carriers. Let's start there.
But United will United will face
That's what. There's no choice now, bro. So this entire Debravka situation, I didn't know until that night. That night I was like, woo, 10 men, we're playing against 10 men, we're gonna get some points. And then suddenly I thought, okay, Debravka will keep in the final. Debravka's not a bad keeper. He's a very functional, very good keeper. I didn't know he was captain. That didn't make any sense. I'm like, yeah, he came from United. And I totally had one realization. And then
even I didn't know until
saying that, the king is back.
But like all jokes aside, I mean, of course, I don't want Carriers to play United. I think it gives them a disadvantage and all these things. But if Carriers decides to say, you know what, I want to like make up for my mistakes and make up for the shit that I've put Liverpool fans through, and decides to steal a trophy from them, then it could become like an Alberto Moreno type crowning moment for Carriers.
Definitely. I want him to, lift that trophy and say, "You'll never walk alone." So all that is there, but it was a very freaky incident, proper freakish incident, and more than anything, I just think that Pope panicked. Pope had he had played out the situation in his head, and he's like, okay, I'm going to charge in. He was not going to know I'm going to charge in. I'm going to clear the ball. However, that choice that he made, I don't want to question because I don't know in what mind he decided to make that choice. But it was very freakish, and he just it was like, when you play video games, we say panic pick, proper panic pick moment. Like the time is getting over, he doesn't know what to do. If he turns, Sar's going to score, he just panic pick. And that muscle memory, that muscle memory, that the ball, it was too nice. But disappointing that United have some advantage in that fixture. It is really.
United are definitely always going to be favorites for that game. It's against Newcastle and all these things. But
I don't know. I just thought Eddie Howe did very, very, very well until now. And I really feel like Eddie Howe is with the kind of style of football that he plays, he's the kind of manager that can win a final. Proper.
He can. He has that dirty mentality. Scrape the win out of anything. He doesn't want to play an attractive style of football. He doesn't want to please the aesthetics merchant saying that, we play beautiful. He doesn't care about all that. He should maintain a solid mid-block, buddy. Don't let them concede any goals. Don't let them come into our box. I think that's, you have to respect that, bro. Like there's a different view of playing football and
hard counter team. Hard counter team. They have
hard counter, and everybody's really good at that. Like Almiron and your Saint Maximin and your Wilson. So really good what he's done, especially this year. It's quite commendable, bro. And It's crazy that we've got 2 wins against them, and that's been their only 2 losses. That's quite staggering.
It's staggering and scary at some points, because like I don't like this Newcastle suddenly becoming a force, and now that induces more competition in the Premier League. Already the Premier League is so competitive. Okay, but now I am coming to the most delusional segment of our podcast. What do you think truly, like manasu thottu sollu, what do you think truly is our chances to finish top 4?
So you're asking me a very different question, because I was expecting a little more delusional question, to be very honest.
What is the
But
question?
top four looks very doable, because we have a game in hand, and we win our game in hand. I think we go 3 points or 1 point within top four. So bro, like we've seen it happen before. For example, 2020, 2021, when Van Dijk was injured for almost half the season, etc., etc. We were really bad. We were in 8th place only in March, I guess. I think that was the stat. We were still in 8th place in March, and then we decided to go on a run of 8 games, win 8 games, draw 2 games. Allison scores the header. We get the win against United at Old Trafford, where Salah scores late. All these things. So when we go on runs of wins, like it's a win, everything is possible. I would go to the extent of, at least pushing for second place, something like that, because let's be very clear, not everybody's been spot on in the league this season. It's not like City are running away with it by just constantly getting WWW, or it's not Arsenal are not doing the same thing. United are not doing the same thing. Everybody's going on those patches of really good runs, and then they stumble upon like a patch of like really bad results. So if we by ourselves just get to go on a good run of like wins, then anything is possible in the Premier League. But yeah, top four is doable, but very far-fetched at this point, because it's fully dependent on every other team. Like, we have to make sure like this person drop points, but from our end, we have to just keep winning. I think Liverpool always tend to put ourselves in that situation where every match is a must win.
Yeah.
And usually in those situations, we kind of come out, because I don't know, the players are really experienced. They've done it so many times, and they can, I'm guessing, pull it over the line again. But yeah, that way I feel top four is quite doable.
I hope we grind some good results out. So now I think the next couple of fixtures, the Patina, we have United on 5th March. Adukapram we're playing City and Arsenal back to back after a couple of game weeks. We're playing Fulham and all in between. Palace also, if I'm not wrong. Other than the Madrid game, keep the Madrid games. So I don't know. It seems highly possible. If you look at it, we are 22 games played. Okay, and we're about, I think, I don't know what points we are. If we keep those games in hand, we'll be 1 point behind Tottenham. For the shit season that we've been having, and for them calling us El Shitiko and all of that. Like, I don't know.
It's not why it's the best league in the world, bro.
Yeah, it is far-fetched, yet not so far-fetched, is what I would say.
It's not. Yeah. I'm telling you, bro, in this league, from what I've noticed in the last 3-4 years of watching Liverpool and City and them doing their stuff, a win run of like 5 games can change everything, bro.
Exactly.
You win 5 games on the trot, and then suddenly the entire scene has changed.
Exactly.
You draw 2 games on the trot, and then suddenly again the entire scene has changed. So that's how fickle the Premier League is, and you just need consistency in the Premier League at this point.
Yeah, and if you look at it, I'm only discussing about this entire top 4 battle is because we beat a team that was fighting for that position. So it's like a fight. And I just realized that we play most of the teams that are ahead of us, and I just think maybe we need a couple of results, because I think we finished both fixtures with Brighton.
I'm not too sure, but something that I heard yesterday, I think I was reading something. We have to play the top 9 teams in the Premier League, and we have to play them again, and most of them are at home. So we've finished all our away legs. So now everything's back at home except for City. So City will have to go to Anfield. But yeah, everything else is at home. So United is at home, Arsenal is at home, Chelsea is at home. So there's a lot of home fixtures coming up, and that's really, really, really good for us. Like, as a team that depends on the home support so much.
Situation, I think, sorry, I'm cutting you off. I think looking at our situation, the most like worrying aspect of this entire Premier League, or the one thing that is slowly kind of messing with my sleep, is the fact that United are in the title race. Okay, now that completely affects me, and like it's just really, really annoying. But they actually are in the mix. They're not too far
100%.
at all.
100%.
And you need to understand that. Okay, now let go of all the other teams. Just look at Liverpool. Liverpool have to pay all the three teams. So we can actually turn the tides. What if we
Oh,
lose
we
to
definitely can.
United and beat City and Arsenal? We're literally giving them a free pass. So my entire aspect is that this time the league is damn open and
Yeah, yeah. I think
nobody.
it's one of the closest leagues it's been in like 5-6 years, bro.
Yeah, closest Premier League, because if you see the Bundesliga table, it'll shake you up. Properly.
I don't know too much about Bundesliga, but like Premier League,
Yeah.
bro, easily it's been one of the closest races. United are fully back in the mix. They're like 5 points away. Arsenal were always in the mix. City are there. I'm telling you, Newcastle can still go back into the mix. Just
Yeah,
couple more wins on
easily.
the trot. Tottenham
Easily.
can do it. So it's a lot. It's a lot of like I don't know. This Premier League season is going to be very difficult for me to predict. I'm not too
Very,
sure who's going to win the
very,
title.
very difficult. Very difficult.
Yeah, but
And
let's not dwell on it too much. I think United, they're obviously going to be good, bro. Like they have a really good manager. The only thing for them is they are playing on Thursday this week, and we are playing tomorrow this week.
correct.
So let's talk about that, and let's talk about what's going to happen tomorrow. What do you think that midfield is going to be?
Oh, I read somewhere that Xiaomeni and this guy Cruz are both not going to play the fixture. I don't know why.
They're out of it. Fabrizio also noted it down. So.
Yeah, Fabrizio's only I read. That's why I'm like, kind of discussing it because it's legit. So Chouameni and Cruz not being there definitely is going to be a plus point, is what I feel. But the guy who I'm most worried about, okay, is still there in that midfield, which which makes me uncomfortable. If, like, as I spoke in the first podcast also, where our shape broke out for us to concede the Vinicius goal was when Robertson decided to chase this Ballon d'Or winner. This Ballon d'Or winner, Modric, he's not human. He's an alien, and I'm a big fan. I really, really loved him, but not anymore because like recent time trauma has given me too much. But from when he was in Spurs, like I'd known about him, I'd play him on FIFA, and he's just his graph is just going up, bro. There's no fall only. His age and his graph are directly proportional. It becomes damn difficult. But let's speak about the main aspects of this fixture. Okay, number one is they're a good side. Okay, they're in a better position in their league than we are in our league. They just
It's
won the
quite
Club World
interesting to
Cup.
see. Yeah, it's quite interesting to see like Madrid fans making it out to be like it's a really difficult fixture for them coming to Liverpool and all these things when they're actually like much better than us. Like
Yeah, definitely.
I
But
don't like because they won so many games compared
yeah,
to us, like, especially in the recent past. We've been struggling so much for points. Our performances have been anyway bad. So like I don't know if it's the proper comparison for them to be like kind of, you know, saying that, it's very difficult for us. I think it's much more difficult for us at this point.
it's much more difficult for us, not just because of that one particular game of football. There are a lot of other external factors that are also dwelling in our heads. Like I truly believe that it is a decent matchup. Definitely, we wouldn't have wanted to meet Madrid so early, but I'm actually, in some way or the other, I'm very glad that we met them this early.
I wanted Madrid in this round.
Yeah, definitely. Because
Also
I'm
have
telling you, if we beat them, the morale boost that we'll have, the entire motivation that we'll have, that bro, football is very, very finicky. It flips when you don't know how. And you like tell me something clearly. Did you think Arteta would do so well this season? I did not
no.
think they felt. I thought definitely they'll be there for the top four push. At this point, they've already sorted their top four. So technically, from last season, they've already upgraded. They've already performed better, and their average age is too young. But all of these things we can't really predict. So
Yeah.
I think what we need to worry is about tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game is a very important game. Going away to
It's
Bournemouth
it's
is
a very season defining game. Like I don't want to build it up that much, but it kind of has ended up being a very season defining game, because not just this game, I'd say, like both the legs,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one at Liverpool as well as Madrid, it's a very season defining leg, because if we do, and it's a big if we do manage to pull through this, our season takes a very different shape suddenly.
Definitely.
Saying even top four push is very likely with all that happening. Like top four push, even without the Champions League, is quite likely. And like with the Champions League win, I think we can just, suddenly start like wiping out teams. So it's a big game. Like obviously, like it's completely changed the morale of the team. If we do, drop out of this competition at this stage, then it will hit us quite hard. And I don't know if we will, end up making a top four or a top six. It will be a little more hard. But I always have learned that, you should not doubt these players and this manager. And that way I'm always with them, and I'll have the support. Like, of course, I criticize them and I'm angry at them and all these things. But they've shown me so many times their ability to come back. And it's not a joke anymore. There's so many examples of them just coming back from the rut they're in. So I'll believe in them. But yeah, season defining for sure. Because if we do manage to get past this, then like suddenly a lot of avenues open up for like different kind of things to happen. Maybe even going back to Istanbul this year in the final. Who knows?
But I think the only thing that plays around with my head is the fact that we are not inviting them home for the second leg. Now that becomes a little tricky, because I would, with however poor we perform and with whatever state we are, if we are inviting a foreign club into Anfield for the second leg, I'm always confident, because I don't think, very honestly, I don't think Anfield is a comfortable space for anybody to be in. Okay, unless until you're a pool fan, you are going to suffer. Like I told you, I had a friend who recently went and watched the Anfield game. Right, like he said, the atmosphere was insane. It was beautiful, but it was lucky because I was sitting in the home stands. Like if you stand in away stands, he's like you're there's a chill in your spine. You're always worried about something that something wrong is going to happen. It's a very unsettling feeling. But Liverpool, time and again, have delivered in Europe. We time and again do very, very, very well in Europe. And I just think that one magical night at Anfield tomorrow, okay, I'm not even worried about the tie. The entire tie, I'm not worried about. Tomorrow's fixture, Liverpool versus Madrid, I am very, very worried about, because I think that if we have a good like night where I'm not saying like let the result be, Macha. Let the result be. Good performances, a good character shown from our side will definitely hold in good stead for this season. Definitely hold.
100%, like 100%. I think the crowd will appreciate that. Something about two legs with crowd involved. I think Klopp has done really well at two legs. If you
Yeah,
see
definitely.
just his Champions League history with Liverpool, apart from the last time we met Madrid, and this was when there was no crowds, this was COVID
Yeah, yeah.
UCL, no crowds, that we lost that leg, bow down, cool. But apart from that season, every Champions League season, he's made to the final,
Yeah.
almost. We lost the one at Atletico Madrid. That was
Dude.
cool. We lost that
Then
at
that
Anfield.
was because of Adrian's mistake. If
But our two leg form, something about the way we handle and manage two legs is very impressive according to me. And the best example for me right now is when we played Bayern in 2018, 2019, because I have a feeling that this tie is going to be a little similar to that tie. This is my predictions, because that tie, the first game was really boring. It was in Anfield, and it
yeah,
was
yeah.
really boring. Nothing happened. It was just dead. Second game, we decided to say thank you very much, and then we decided to score the three goals, catch them all on the counter, because Bayern really wanted to score the goals.
Yeah, yeah.
They really wanted to finish off the match. And then we caught them on the counter on multiple occasions. Really good finishes, really good passes, the assist by Van Dijk, all these things. So I have a feeling it could be a little similar to that game, but it could also go in the route of the City game where we played City in the Champions League, and the first leg was in Anfield, and we just blew them out of the park within the first 50 minutes. If that, like, if something like that has to happen for us to go through the leg. But yeah, it's Real Madrid, bro. Like the biggest issue with Real Madrid is they'll not play until it's the second leg at Bernabeu at 80th minute, and then they'll be like, okay, now it's time for us to start playing,
That's
and
true.
they'll score like 3 goals after that, and then you really can't do much about
That's what I'm
stuff
telling
like
you.
that
No, I
because
always had this logic. Madrid always treat football like cricket. They're chasers. They'll make you set one target and then they'll chase it. I have seen last time
it's
Champions League
ridiculous.
fixture, they're doing that. It's not even fair.
Bro, it's something about like I thought like Liverpool had like that belief and like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
energy to finish it off, but Madrid is like amplified by 5 times where they're just like, okay, fine, you will just win it. We'll just win it now. they're like all they're like all panicking for some time, and then suddenly they're like, hey, let's go win it, let's go win it. And then they all decide to just go win it, bro. And that is a little tough to combat with them, bro. It's like a little too difficult. That's where if we can, if our dog mentality comes up, and I don't know how, but we have to like just grind through the leg to get past them. It's very difficult.
Definitely, it's one difficult fixture, and like looking at their team sheet only worries me, bro. Like they have Big Bens, they have Vinicius, they have Rodrigo, they have that Valverde, he's a machine, that guy. So like overall, if you look at their team only, it's a very strong team. But I am really happy about one thing, that they are also struggling with form. So it is very, very evident that they're not doing so well, because a Barcelona side that couldn't qualify out of their group in the Champions League is leading their La Liga. So I'm not taking anything away from Xavi. I think he's smart, not taking anything away from Barcelona itself. But still, Barcelona lost their game, right, to Madrid in the league. And still,
Yeah.
they're 8 points clear. So that means Real Madrid, there is something wrong going on at Real Madrid. Okay, maybe the
Yeah,
loss of
they have
Casemiro,
few
maybe,
issues.
yeah, there
Yeah.
are like n
The
number of
thing
issues.
is, the thing about Real Madrid and just that name and the badge, whatever, is that Champions League knocks on your door, and then they're just different
Yeah,
players.
they turn up.
So to beat them in the Champions League takes a lot, and teams have done it. It's not like teams have not done it. When
Yeah,
Ajax
yeah.
did it,
Chelsea did
and
it.
Atlanta did it, and Chelsea did it, or whatever, whoever did it, teams have definitely done it. It's about maintaining some amount of calm also, I feel, because we can also decide to get very rattled and go for the goal and all these things. It's important to irritate them, I feel. Not a lot of people teams irritate them. I think to an extent we did irritate them in the Champions League final, but
Tough result for
what
us.
happened. But yeah, it's important to irritate them, and if we begin to irritate them, bore them down, wear them out, I think that will be a damn good sign.
Definitely.
Also, like, yeah,
Oh, so you were saying.
I was just saying, like, it could both go both ways. If we decide to score too many goals in the first
Might
leg,
get open.
that yeah, it could make it really open, make it desperate for them to want to score at the Bernabeu, hit them on the counter. So that lot of predictions you can put, but it's all down to the head, buddy. All down to the head. How calm these guys can be under pressure. So that's one big talking point I have. Like generally, I wanted to ask you about the midfield, like what we're going to play tomorrow, because obviously the obvious choice is Bajcetic, Henderson, and Fabinho. But
Sure.
Bajcetic, let's not forget, he's 17 years old and he's playing Real Madrid in a Champions League tie.
I'll only tell you
So
one thing. That guy right now is oozing confidence, buddy. I'm not even like, see, nothing, I'm not taking anything away from Madrid, but bro, playing against sides like Everton, playing against sides like Newcastle is not easy by any means. Actually, Newcastle's midfield and defense, I thought will be a huge test for Stefan, but he passed with flying colors. He didn't have an issue only. So, what I am trying to say is very simple. I don't think we should fix anything. You don't fix something that isn't broke. This thing works for us. The same starting lineup. If he decides to start Jota or Firmino also, I will be a little tickled. I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll be damn like angst. I'll be like, okay, why, what's happening? Because what we're doing is working. And I think he's going to continue with the same formation because of the substitution options he had on Newcastle game. Because
yeah,
he subbed out Hendo, he subbed out Stefan, he subbed out
it's about Bajcetic,
uh,
Hendo,
not Fabinho,
I
he did
think
about Fabinho, and Gakpo Nunes.
Darwin,
Gakpo
Darwin
Nunes.
Nunes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gakpo
yeah.
Nunes. So
So those
technically
four are quite solid for
integral.
the.
And
Yeah.
we don't change our back four. The back four is the same. Even though I would love to have Konate on the team, I think our back four will stay Matip.
I think Gomez will start over Matip because of the pace of Rodrigo and the pace of Vinicius and all these
Yeah.
things.
See, we
It
just
makes
need
more
to
sense
make
for
sure
Gomez.
sorry, I'm cutting you off, but we just need to make sure Trent has ample support. He needs support from the midfield without a doubt, and we just need to make sure, because I feel like in a one-on-one type situation, Robertson will hold his ground. He
Yeah.
won't get
I think
beaten.
to be fair to Trent, he's done really well after the World Cup. And the one thing I'm noticing on social media is that not a lot of people are talking about him, which means generally he's doing well. And he's doing like otherwise it's all about Trent Daga and defend all these things, blah blah blah. But there's not a lot of talk about him, which means he's going about his business, getting an assist. I think he's been quite solid, bro. Like
Yeah.
defensively.
2
He's
games,
been
2
quite
assists,
solid.
bro. I'm too happy.
Yeah. And Henderson's been helping him out as well in that space.
I think Henderson turning up is kind of very important for us at this point. But I don't know, dude, discussing about this game, makes me feel very, very angst. It's damn,
Very jittery.
yeah, it's very fidgety, very, like, I can't wait for the game. It's like, I don't know, 28 hours to game.
28 hours. I'm very excited. I'm like
very, very excited.
it's not a very dead, like it's not an overconfident excitement. Also, I'm just like, I want to see what this team can do. Like finally, like we have some pieces together. There's not a lot of people injured. There's not a lot of people, who's not playing. Everybody's playing. Darwin is there. Nunes is here. Salah's firing back again. All these things. So I'm just excited to see like a really comprehensive performance. And then I don't mind if it's a draw. Let's just take it to Madrid and see what happens. Like I don't mind even that. I don't.
But like, I think we're with how many viewers we have, we've given them too much confidence about Liverpool. I'm saying the game can go south also. Okay,
100%.
100% it can go south. So I think we need to just keep into consideration that it's a very difficult game of football. The midfield battles are very, very important. Every single second ball, every single half chance, every minute pass makes a difference. Like
100%.
Can't. Yeah, sorry.
It's like a match where Anfield has to help them out. Has to help. Yeah.
It's there, bro. It's there. But yeah, so speaking about all of that and looking at everything that has happened in the last 2 weeks, it brings us immense confidence as supporters, as fans, going into this game. If what had happened had still carried on and we said we were going into this game, I'd be shitting bricks right now. Definitely shitting bricks right now.
Yeah.
But thinking of the positives also, I didn't expect after 2 back-to-back nice 3 points, 6 points in the Premier League, good and buzzing, we'll go and face Madrid, bro. Tough. That's true.
Tough, buddy. Tough. Very tough.
Very